this video, I'm going to be sharing a dream that I had over a year ago concerning President Donald Trump and Zelenskyy, the president of Ukraine. Now, I'm not going to waste any time. I'm just going to jump straight into this dream, and I will comment with scripture afterwards. So this was the dream. In the dream, Zelenskyy, the Ukrainian president, was living in a block of flats. Now, I was in this house, and he was speaking about Christ and quoting scriptures. And I was shocked that he knew the scriptures quite well. I was listening closely as he spoke, and I joined in the conversation as he was talking to me and another lady, an older lady. Then as we were leaving, his wife shows up. She seems really welcoming, and their kids are playing outside. They are homeschooled, he says, because I asked him about them, and they look happy. I head off home, and he walks close by, and at which point there's a crowd of people walking beside him and walking behind us. Now, there was loads of people, huge crowds. I end up back home, and in my living room, there was a robot. He looks real, like a human. He takes orders, does what he's told, and it is in the image of Trump. It is a beast of a machine. I accidentally press a button, and he turns silver. Now, previously, in the dream, this machine had warned me not to press a certain button or it would make him kill anyone on target. He looks like the robot from the Michael Jackson movie Moonwalker. Now, I don't know if some of you are old enough to remember that movie, but that's exactly what he looked like. He shuts down, but then he starts back on by himself, and he begins to wake up. I know it's not good, and I begin to feel scared in this dream. And so I get out by a back window, and I begin to run. And I'm running towards Zelenskyy's house. And there's a warning because he has a family with kids. And then it ends. I want to pick up on a few things in this dream here that I thought was absolutely interesting. Now, just taking you back to the beginning of this dream, where I asked him if his children are homeschooled. Now, when I did my research, I come to find out that his children are home educated. His wife has them home educated, whether she herself teaches them or they have private tutors in. Their kids are kept out of the way, and they are homeschooled. It was really difficult trying to find any pictures of his children out there on the internet. You don't really see it. So they're well protected, and rightly so when you're the children of somebody that is of that platform and in that position. Side note. When he was walking and the crowd of people behind him shows the influence and the way that the influence that he has had, and the way that he has persuaded people for his cause. He's been able to charm people, if you will. He's been able to bring people on side, as we already know. You know, everybody was on his side. All the countries were, protecting him and supplying weapons and all of these things. And if you remember, when this thing first, I have to be careful with my wording here, but I hope that you can catch on to what I'm saying. When this thing first materialized, when it first started, there was this massive campaign with, Ukraine. It was a massive campaign, and we were literally bombarded with, how unfortunate these things were, and the suffering that was going on in a particular country, and all of these things. There was a lot of, I want to say, propaganda, right? Propaganda. Put the P somewhere, okay? That I'm trying to speak carefully in these YouTube streets, okay? So there was a lot of that, especially in the UK. We were bombarded. So That's what the crowd of people walking behind Zelenskyy represents. The sheer magnitude that he has been able to, pull in his followers, if you will, and people to support his cause. Side note. Now, he knows the scriptures, and I just wanted to point that out because at the beginning of the dream, he was speaking about Christ and quoting scriptures. Now, again, when I did my research, come to find out that he grew up in a Ish family. Again, please catch on to what I'm saying. Ish, because again, I have to be careful with the words that I am using on this platform. So he knows or would have grown up with some of the scriptures, Torah particularly. So I just thought that that was very interesting also. Now, Trump, in the dream, he turned silver. It was like a silver color, but it was iron. It was iron. And in the Bible, iron represents strength. It represents power. And I'll leave you all to do your own research here. But what I want to say to you, and I will leave the scriptures at the end, what I want to say here is that there is something that is happening behind the scenes, right? This much is obviously clear. And, Trump being in office, there's going to be so many interesting things, I believe, this year that are going to happen. Some of it good, perhaps, maybe, question mark, and some things not so good. Again, I'm not saying this as somebody that is a supporter of any particular person. My trust is completely in the Most High Yah. I trust none of these leaders, none of them whatsoever. My trust, again, is in the Most High Yah. But I'm sharing this because we are going to see some interesting things, some very interesting things. And even as I'm speaking, it's coming out that Trump is or has addressed Zelenskyy, basically telling him that he won't be supporting his cause. And I find that very interesting. Yah bless you.